And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Chronicler. This is a game from Danko, from Korea, and I really like this size box. I don't know what it is, but it is a light civilization game, a 20-minute civilization card game. Alright, yeah, I'm thinking what you probably are, that 20-minute civilization card game? That's not happening. Well, let me spoil it for you. It's not. But is it a somewhat civilization game? Is it fun and light regardless? Well, let's find out. Each player here starts with a board like this here, and they're going to start with 9 cards in their hand. Now 3 of those cards are going to be marked 1 through 3. They're starting cards. These symbol underneath them are just to show they're starting. And then you'll draw other ones randomly from the deck. So maybe these are all different cards. The cards are going to go from 1 to 9. Each card also has a technology requirement here. That's a number of dots on the bottom. And the game begins. Now, as the game begins, you're going to have different actions. One of the actions you can do is you can research technology. And basically, you can discard as many cards as you want from your hand that are the age you are in or higher. So let's say I'm in age 3. I could discard 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9s and draw that many cards from the deck. I also have the ability to obtain resources, which is just to draw a card from the deck. Then, and this is the most important one here, I have the ability to advance my civilization. Now, the first time I advance my civilization, I simply want to play a level 1 here. And I'm going to put that in that top row there. After that, I have the opportunity to play more level 1s. However, I can never play level 1s that are the same. So you can see it's a rating system, and a rating system, I can't play both of those there. If I want to play a level 2, well, then I need to check my tech level. The tech level for number 2 is all the number 1s. Each level 1 counts as 2 in front of me, and each level 1 in front of another player counts as 1. So let's say another player had a 1 out. I would get 2, 4, 5 from the other player, and, well, the 2 only needs 3, so I'm fine. So I put out the 2. Now when I go to 3, 3 is going to need 5, so I can't put out a 3 as an action because I only have 2 from this 2. And so I would need 3 more technology points. If I played another 2, that would give me 4, but I would probably need another player, or I would have to play 3 different ones out there. Now remember, you're going to be taking 2 actions, so you can do the same action multiple times. Once you have enough technology and you go into 4, 5, and 6, they get placed in this row, and the 7s, 8s, and 9s will get placed in a row down here. Again, I'm just showing you where they go. You actually have to play the right numbers. You can even skip an age if possible, if enough other players have it out there. The 4th action that you can do is you can build a structure. When you do that, you take a card from your hand. This card has to be equal to or less than the current age you're in. So if I'm in age 4, for example, I can only play 1, 2s, and 3, 4s as a structure. When I place a structure, I'm going to take the card and just put it face down over here. If I put it like this, it's a monument. Otherwise, it's part of one of these 3 buildings here on the side. Which building is it? That's up to me as I slowly build the structure. Each monument's going to be worth points at the end of the game. If I build a road, which is 2 cards face down like this, that gives me 1 tech point when I'm going to new technologies. If I build the plaza, which is all 4 like this, or 5 cards, that gives me an extra action every turn. Instead of 2, I'll have 3. Now, as the game progresses, you are going to eventually run out of cards in a draw pile. Another set is nearby. That set is shuffled in, but then we have basically a shift change, it's called, and everybody has to discard down to 3. Unless you've built a granary, in which case you can keep 6 cards in your hand at that point. If you go through that twice, the shift change twice, and you go through the deck 3 times basically, then the game will end. Or if someone plays a number 9 technology, the game will also end after everyone has had the same amount of turns. At that point, players will get 2 points for each monument that they have, every card in this row here is worth 3 points. Every card in this row is worth 4 points. And every card in this row is worth 5 points. Whoever played the card to end the game, the 9 to end the game, will get an additional 7. And players will also lose 6 points if they're caught holding any 9s in their hand. They will lose 6 points for each 9 in their hand. Whoever has the most points is the winner. Now that's called the Age of Peace. The Age of War is very similar. You just use the other side, and many of the actions are the same. It's just that there is a lot more buildings here, and some of the buildings will protect you, and that's because there is a new action added where you can basically take someone else's technology and cover it up with a card. Now they can spend an action to free that technology if they want to. If they don't, it won't be worth points at the end of the game for them. And it's also not worth technology points for them as the game progresses. There are different buildings here that you can see. This one here protects you against attacks. And there's the original buildings in here. This one gives a +2 attack. So one of them lets you, when you attack somebody, it can go on 2 different cards and take both of them out. And so this is essentially the same thing happens. It's the same point scoring and such. It's just that you have the ability to attack, and there are more than just 4 different buildings. I believe there's double that amount. Again, whoever has the most points at the end of the game is the winner. There is a lot that I like in this game. First of all, I like the simplicity and speed. But secondly, I like the cleverness of how the game works. See, there are 1 through 9. You're trying to collect those cards and play those in front of you. But you're trying to do so in a very intriguing way. Let's say you keep drawing, I keep getting low cards. I need higher cards to increase in tech. But those low cards are easy then to throw out and build these different monuments and different structures that you want to build. And more structures gives you more special abilities, which also gives you more actions on your turn and things like that. Or just, throwing out those cards gives you points if you want to turn them into lots of different little monuments. If you get a bunch of high cards, that gives you the chance to progress in technology faster. If you progress in technology faster than the other players, you can get there and possibly end the game and win and beat them. But if you go slow and steady and maybe build a whole pile of cards in each row, you can possibly get more points and not care that someone else ended the game. There's more to this game than meets the eye, and I'm really impressed with it. I really think there's a lot of cool things here that I like. Now, comparing the peaceful side to the war side, normally I would jump into the advanced game with a gusto, and normally if you say, would you like to attack or would you like peace? I'll say attack please and double. But in this one, it just doesn't work out as well as I'd like it to. It's not bad, the attacking version, and it does offer more options. I wish there was a peaceful version that offered more options, and the attacking, because the attacking is, I like that version with a 2-player game, right? Because I expect to attack you and you attack me, and that's fine. When it's a multiplayer game and I attack you, and then you spend some actions getting it off, I've used up an action to go after you, used up an action to do that, and party C, who's not involved, comes out ahead. Which kind of is like, I don't know, attacking can be kind of personal there, and it doesn't necessarily make you do better. It only is there to stop the person in the lead. And it doesn't, I don't know. The artwork's fine. Like I said, it's not a Civilization game. Whether you have paper or electricity or the internet or spaceships, none of that really matters. It matters whether it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. However, the card color and text doesn't hurt it, and having different structures gives it a semblance of theme, which is fine for a short card game such as this is. This feels different than other games I've played. I like the multiple kinds of use of the cards. I like that to build things, I can use your tech. So if you build 3 6s, I might skip 6 completely if enough other players do it to go straight to 7. But I'm not sure if that's the best idea. There's more depth in here. Check it out. That's Chronicler. Dice Tower Judgment approved.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!